Hello viewers, this is Professor Swati Patra here from the Discipline of Psychology, School of Social Sciences, IGNOU, New Delhi. Today I will be talking about the Postgraduate Diploma in Mental Health, which is an important program offered by the university. Now before I take up the details of the program, let me just highlight what is mental health and why do we have a program on mental health. What is the importance of this program? Now when we talk about mental health, it has relevance for all the time, and especially when we talk about the present COVID-19 situation, it is very important, because we are facing so much of uncertainties, anxieties, stress all around. So this is very important that we talk about mental health, and the university, IGNOU University, offers a program on this very topic, that is mental health. And also if you see in the post COVID-19 situation also, there will be this requirement of mental health for all the people. So because of the different kind of impact this pandemic has across various spheres, like starting from the economic, personal, relationship, everything, career related, education related. So this mental health will be a very important topic, and it will be a very relevant topic that all of us needs to focus on. So but usually when we talk about mental health, it is usually neglected. When we talk about health, usually we think about physical health, not mental health. So let us see like why this mental health is important. Like for example, the WHO, World Health Organization, has also said that it has defined health in this way, that health is a state of complete physical, mental and emotional well-being. So here you see that it is not only physical health, but also we have mental health and social emotional well-being also, health and well-being. So that is why when we talk about health, we need to focus on all the aspects of health, including mental health and social emotional well-being also. It is also said that the WHO also has said that it is not that if you do not have any physical diseases or any kind of infirmity, then you are physically healthy, not necessarily, because it has to go beyond that. Similarly, when we talk about mental health, here also it is that it is not merely the absence of mental disorders, but it goes beyond that. Suppose there is no mental disorders or no mental health related issues, then can we say that the person is mentally healthy? Not necessarily, it may not be so. So that is why it needs to go beyond the absence of mental disorders or any kind of mental illness. So that is why mental health needs to be thought of in a comprehensive manner, as it is said that there is no health without mental health, because if you do not have proper mental health, then that also affects your physical health. So that is why mental health is very important to talk about and to know about also. So if we talk about mental health as a continuum, then on the one side we have the presence of mental disorders, and on the other side we have the absence, flourishing state. So from one end, as we are moving, the mental disorders are there on the one extreme end, then there is absence of mental disorders, but this is not mental health. For mental health, for being mentally healthy, we need to go beyond that and go to the other extreme end, that is we call as a flourishing state. So when we are talking about mental health, we need to understand that it is not merely the absence of mental disorders, but it goes beyond that. And WHO has said that it is, when we say mental and emotional health and well-being, it refers to that the individual is able to realize his or her all the potentials, and also the individual is able to cope with all the stresses of life, and also the individual is doing productive work and is contributing effectively to the community. So you see that it is not simply the absence of mental disorders, because usually in the public, when we talk about mental health, the notion, the view is that there is no mental disorder, mental health is related to disorders only, but it is not like that. Mental health goes beyond the absence of mental disorders, and it is achieving a flourishing state of mind. So now based on but if we talk about the Indian context, here we are not aware about the concept of mental health to in this way, and also there is a sort of mental health professionals who cater to the mental health needs of people around. So to address this particular need of the society, the IGNOU University has started this program, PG Diploma in Mental Health program, and it has started since last 3 years. It has been running very effectively, and we have been receiving a very good response from all over India. Now to give you a brief background about this particular program. So the objectives of the program are, like it, as I said just now, that it is to create awareness about mental health, the concept of mental health, and also the mental health related issues and concerns that are there in the among the people. So it is not only the mental disorders, it highlights the mental disorders, and also along with that it also highlights the various mental health related issues and concerns. So that is why it aims at developing a sound base in the field of mental health. Okay. And also it develops the skills and techniques that are usually required when you are dealing with providing mental health services to the people. Okay. So there are different, like you go for a physician or a like a medical doctor, you require various types of skills. So similarly, here also when we are providing mental health assistance or mental health support to the people who come for clinical services in the hospital setup, there also we require various kinds of skills to provide mental health assistance to the people. So the objective is to address the mental health requirements of the people. Now some basic information about the postgraduate diploma in mental health is that the eligibility criteria, let us see first. The eligibility is the master's degree in psychology. One needs to have master's degree in psychology or social work or nursing. So these having these qualifications will make you eligible to apply for this particular program. Along with this, if you have a medical graduation degree, okay, if you are medical graduates across these disciplines, the Ayush disciplines, allopathy, homeopathy, or Ayurvedic or Unani or Siddha medicine branch, then also you are eligible to apply for this particular program. Now why this eligibility criteria we have kept? It is that because as physical and mental health professionals, when you are working in the health sector, then you will require to have an awareness about the mental health concept and the related aspects of it, so that you will be able to provide proper service and guidance and support to the people. Now the duration of this program is, the minimum duration is 1 year. This is a PG diploma program, so the minimum duration is 1 year duration. You can complete the program in a 1 year period. Otherwise, IGNOU offers a flexibility also, so you can complete the program in a span of 3 years also. Okay. So that flexibility is that because IGNOU has this in mind that there are people who are working and have other commitments also. So this flexibility is offered by the university, and you can complete the program in a span of 3 years duration. Okay. Now the instruction, the medium of instruction for this program is, at present it is in English medium, and as I have already said that it was launched in 2017 July. Okay. Now one thing I would like to clarify here is that this program is offered only in the July session. Now in IGNOU there are other programs which are offered usually in both the sessions, like we have admission for January as well as July. Okay, so you will find that IGNOU offers admission twice a year, but there are a few programs like this particular program, PG Diploma in Mental Health program, it is offered only in the July cycle of admission. Okay. So at present the admission is going on for this PG Diploma in Mental Health, and you have to refer to the IGNOU website, that is www.ignou.ac.in. And the admission is done online. There is online portal of admission. You have to apply for admission online. Now here one more thing I would like to clarify is that when you apply for admission, we have regional centers all over India. Okay. When you apply online, there are you have to select the regional center, and under that regional center you will have a study center where the classes, contact classes will be held. So the IGNOU's functioning is that you have to apply online for admission, and then you have to choose your regional center, and then you have to choose your study center under that. Now there are in this particular program we have 4 theory courses, and there is one practical course. Okay. And the total number of credit for this program is 32 credits. Now in IGNOU system it is that 1 credit equals to 30 hours of study. Okay. Now when we say 1 credit 30 hours of study, so it includes everything in the sense that you have to go through the study material, you have to write the assignments for that, you have to attend the classes related to that particular course. So all these things are included. So that means you will need tentatively that many hours to complete that particular course. Okay. So now when we come to the instructional system for this particular program, as I said, IGNOU has a multi-centric system, instructional system. It uses a multimodal approach, like there are different ways through which the teaching learning happens in the university setup. Okay. First of all, you have the self-learning materials, the print materials, the hard copy. Okay. Now this is called SLM because self-learning materials it is called, so that you, because since it is a distance mode course, the teacher, we will not be there in a face-to-face scenario in the classroom setup, but you will have some contact classes at the study center. Okay. So that is why here in the IGNOU system, when we write the learning materials, the course materials, the teacher is usually inbuilt into the print materials, into the course materials. Okay. So that is why it is called self-learning materials. The student has to go through the course material, and it is written in such a way that it is interactive in nature, as if the teacher is talking through the course material to you. Okay. So we have the print materials, the hard copy of the course materials you have, and apart from this, counseling sessions are conducted at the study center. As I had said that there is you have to choose your regional center. When you are applying for admission, you have to choose your regional center, then under that regional center you have to select a study center. In that study center, usually contact classes are held over the weekends. Okay. Now the study center schedules those classes. So you and the faculty of that particular center, they usually take the classes. Okay. So these are called contact classes, and you will have those classes at the study center. Now apart from your course materials, apart from your counseling sessions or contact classes at the study center, you also have we also have the Gyankosh. That is, it is on the IGNOU website. There is Gyankosh, and it is online material are available. The soft copy of your course materials are available there on Gyankosh. So you can also refer to the Gyankosh for having access to the soft copy of your course materials. And there in Gyankosh also we have the audio video programs of these programs related to different courses, and it is uploaded there under Gyankosh. So you can have access to the audio video programs that are there related to the different courses that you have in this PG Diploma program. Now apart from this, we have the e-content app, the IGNOU mobile app. So in the mobile also you can download the soft copy of your course materials, and you can have access to the study materials from anywhere at any point of time. Okay. And besides all these methods, IGNOU also has Gyan Darshan, that is through television, it is teleconferencing. There is a dedicated channel on the television, and you can watch different programs related to the course that are telecasted there. And Vani and Gyan Darshan, the program schedule of these two, it is available on the IGNOU website, and also you can contact your regional center for the schedule also, so that you can know what are the programs that are being telecasted, and as per your related to your program and as per your interest also you can watch those programs. Okay. Like as I said, Gyan Vani is also there, that is through FM channel, that is interactive radio counseling. The FM channel is 105.6. So through that also we have different topics related to the program that are telecasted. So you can listen to those programs also. So as you see, IGNOU follows different methodologies, different approaches to provide to facilitate the teaching learning process of the students. Okay. And you have to be a student who is reading all the reading the program guide. And also one more thing here I would like to highlight is that when you have the courses, different courses of this program, there is also a program guide, okay, of this particular program. Now program guide highlights the different aspects related to this program, so that once you go through the program guide, you can have an idea about the overall program itself. Okay. So that is why we always suggest that the student needs to go through the program guide in detail, because everything is given there, so that the student will be knowing about the particular program. And besides this, any other information or query, you can always approach the faculty also, and the faculty information is always available on the website. Okay. But as I said, program guide one needs to go through in detail. Now let us see the course structure of this particular program. As I have said that there are 4 theory courses in this particular program, and then we have one practical program, a practical course in this particular program. The theory courses are MPC 051. We have course code for each course. As you can see, we have MPC 051, that is Fundamentals of Mental Health, and it is of 6 credits. MPC 052, that is Mental Disorders. MPC 053, that is Mental Health in Special Areas. MPC 054, that is Services for the Mentally Ill, and MPCL 055, that is Practical. As you can see here, each theory course is of 6 credits and the practical course is of 8 credits. So in total, the program has 32 credits. I have also informed you earlier that credit in IGNOU system is that 1 credit equals to 30 hours of study. So as you see, MPC 051, each of the theory courses, they are of 6 credits. Okay. So that means 180 hours of input you need to give to complete this particular course. Now let us see now about each of these theory courses, what does it consist of, so that you will have an idea about when we talk about this particular program, what all are going into this. Okay. Now in the first course, MPC 051, that is Fundamentals of Mental Health, here you will get an overview of the concept of mental health. What is mental health? Okay. Because as I said in the beginning, there is a lot of misconception about mental health term itself, the concept itself, and usually we talk about, we mean physical health. When we talk about health, we usually mean physical health, not other aspects of health that are also equally important, like mental health, emotional health, social health, and even spiritual health also. So in this first course, that is MPC 051, Fundamentals of Mental Health, you will gain an idea about the concept of mental health and also the concept of normality and abnormality that we talk about in this when we talk about mental health. And related to this, there are various psychological theories also that you will learn about, so that your understanding of mental health as a concept becomes more clear. Now another aspect here is that when we talk about mental health, it is not that only the individual, we also have the society, we also have the family, we also have the culture. So all these things have an impact on the mental health of the individual. So when we talk about mental health, we need to know how these other aspects, the family context, the particular cultural context, the particular society, how these impact the mental health of the individual. Because when we are offering mental health services to any individual, we need to take into account these aspects also, because they have an influence on the mental health of the individual. So without considering these things, it will, our understanding of the mental health of the individual will be incomplete. So in this first course, MPC 051, you will be learning about all this, mainly the concept, clarify your concept of mental health and how the different psychological theories they talk about mental health, and how the mental health is impacted by different aspects that are like family, culture and society. Now in the second course, that is MPC 052, it is mental disorders. So in this particular course specifically it will be focused on the different disorders that we have. And related to this, first of all you will learn about the classification of mental disorders. Okay. When we talk about mental disorders, we have a classification system, that is there are usually two classification systems. One is called DSM, that is Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, and the other one is ICD, International Classification of Disorders. So these two are classification systems at an international level. They classify the mental disorders so that it helps the mental health professionals when they want to diagnose the mental disorders faced by the individuals. It helps them, facilitates them to diagnose what kind of mental disorders the individual is facing, and accordingly the treatment plan or the intervention can be provided to the individual. So this classification of mental disorders is a very important aspect when we talk about mental disorders. So when we talk about this mental disorders, usually the clinical, we talk about in terms of the clinical picture of disorders, what are the symptoms or signs that we need to know so that we can identify that okay, this particular disorder is being manifested here in this particular individual. And also when we talk about the diagnosis of mental disorders, that time also there is sometimes we need to do the assessment also. These are called psychological assessment and mental health assessment. Okay. Like if you go to a medical doctor or a physician, usually we have the medical health checkup, okay, the assessment, like you have the blood test or you have the sugar test, okay, cholesterol test, okay, so like that, like the pulse, okay, so all these are checked. So similarly when we go for any kind of mental health related problems to a mental health professional, here also this mental health assessment occupies a very important place. Okay. So this mental health, we need to know about this mental health assessment, because when we talk about mental disorders, it affects our mental processes related to our thinking, related to our affect, emotions and related to our behavior. So related to all these mental and psychological processes, we need to have the assessment, so that that will help the facilitate the mental health professional to further undertake various psychological assessment if there is a need for this, and then arrive at a particular diagnosis based on the classification system that is there for the mental disorders. So in this particular course MPC 052 mental disorders, you will know about the classification of mental disorders, and also you will know about the different clinical features of the particular disorder, and you will have an awareness about how a mental health assessment is carried out and what is the role of psychological assessment when in the context of mental disorders. Now the third course MPC 053, that is mental health in special areas. Here as the title of the particular paper course indicates, we are talking about different areas in which mental health occupies an important place across the different stages of development. For example, children or adolescents, or in the context of elderly, even children with special needs. So we need to have an awareness about the mental health issues related to these particular groups of people, and also mental health issues in the context of school, in the context of workplace, and we can talk about like here also it is highlighted the different types of mental health, like developmental disorders which are faced by the children as they grow through the life in the during the developmental stages of life, and self-harm, suicide and addictions. These are the important mental health issues that majority of the people are facing in the society, and in the context of this COVID-19 present COVID-19 pandemic situation, this kind of mental health problems are also increasing, okay, related to substance use, addiction, self-harm or suicide and depression, these things. So in this particular course MPC 053, you will learn about mental health in different context ranging from the school to the workplace, and also highlighting the self-harm, suicide and children with special needs also. What is the role of mental health in these particular groups of people. Now, the next course, that is MPC 054, that is Services for the Mentally Ill. So, here you will learn about the various types of services that are available for providing mental health assistance to people. So, it will talk about different psychotherapies that are available. Okay. Now, here one thing I would like to clarify is that there is a difference between psychiatrist and a clinical psychologist or psychologist. Okay. Now, a psychiatrist, he or she is like completing the MBBS, the medical graduate, and then he or she is specializing in the field of psychiatry, and they are able to prescribe medicines. Okay. But here the psychologist or the clinical psychologist, they are not they are not authorized to prescribe medicine to the patients. Okay. So, here in this particular course, MPC 054, you will learn about the different types of psychotherapies that are available, the psychological intervention that are required when we want to offer psychological support or mental health assistance or support to the people to deal with different kinds of mental health related problems or disorders. Okay. So, in this particular course, you will learn about the psychotherapies, also you will learn about the other kinds of mental health services that are provided, and the rehabilitation facilities that are there, and also when we are talking about children with special needs, and there is the certification issue also. So, how to certify, what is the procedure of regarding the rights, most important, the rights, laws and policies related to mental health. This particular course also will highlight on these aspects, and will talk about the positive mental health. Okay. How to achieve a positive state of mental health. Now, these are all the 4 theory courses that we talked about, MPC 051, 052, 053 and 054. So, these are the theory courses that you will learn about. Okay. In addition to this, now when I talk about these 4 courses, and I have already said that related to these there will be classes, contact classes at the study center, and the faculty who take contact classes, they are called academic counselors. Okay. The overall purpose of the academic counselor is that to facilitate the learners in their journey through the program. Okay. And they are called academic counselor. The academic part is also there and counselor is also there, because the students who enroll for different kinds of IGNOU programs, they are already working in different contexts. They have other different commitments related to their personal, family, career, job and other things. So, and sometimes they undertake programs after a long time of, after a long gap also. So, they are not in touch with the studies. So, we find that usually they will require assistance related to their motivation, related to their how to go through the courses, how to maintain their motivation, how to read the course materials, what are the different types of study habits they can pick up, this thing. So, that is why in addition to helping the learners by providing the academic input, the academic counselors also provide counseling. They also provide, they listen to the learners, to the students, and they provide counseling also to the students with regard to how to keep their motivation high, how to complete the courses, how to plan out their studies. So, related to various things. Okay. So, that is why they are called academic counselors. Okay. And also the academic counselors will evaluate your assignments and then give you feedback and suggestions on your assignment, so that you can improve your assignments and prepare for your final examination. So, that is why content counseling is there, and along with the content counseling there is personal counseling and guidance also is given by the academic counselor. Now, these are the counseling schedule. Okay. As I have said, depending on the credits, you have number of sessions, the classes that will be held. So, you can, and each counseling session is of 2 hours duration. So, MPC 051, 052, 053, 054, these are the theory courses, and related to each of these theory courses you have 9 number of sessions, that means 9 classes will be held, and each class will be of 2 hours duration. And MPC 05, MPCL 055, that is practical course, it is of 8 credits and it will be of 240 hours duration. I will be talking about practical in detail now. As I said, this practical course, it is carried out in a hospital setup in a department of psychiatry. Okay. Now, when you take admission, you can contact your regional center and find out details about the center where you can do the practical, and there will be a supervisor at the work center. So, the particular psychiatry department where you will be carrying out your practical, that is called as a work center. Now, one supervisor, the faculty there will be either the clinical psychologist or the psychiatrist, they will be your supervisor at the work center, and they will help you in carrying out different activities that are prescribed in the practical. Here one thing you need to note is that we have a practical handbook, okay, and everything in detail is given there. So, you have to go through that practical handbook to know exactly what are the what is the method or what is the procedure of carrying out the practical. Okay. Now, here briefly you can see that these are the activities you need to carry out. One is case history taking, then clinical interviewing, mental status examination, and then case vignettes will be there focusing on the diagnosis and intervention, and then there will be case intervention related activities. Okay. So, these are the different activities that one is required to carry out in the practical course. Now, in detail we can see that you have to write 2 detailed case histories, and then when you are taking out carrying out the mental status examination, the supervisor over there will help you in knowing how to carry out these mental status examination, and you have to write the verbatim report of how the interview was conducted. And then the supervisor will assign you 2 case vignettes also, one focusing on the diagnosis and one on the psychological intervention, so that you can carry out those activities there. Okay. And the fourth one is observing 2 cases where intervention is being carried out, and the supervisor will help you knowing and understanding the case, and then you can suggest what are the intervention, appropriate intervention that needs to be given there, and accordingly you write a report on those activities. Now, regarding the selection of work center for the carrying out the practical, there are different certificates like regarding the criteria for the work. There is criteria for supervisor also, selecting the supervisor at the work center. There is consent letter also is required from the supervisor, and there is a format for approval of work center and supervisor also. So, all these things, as I said, it is available in the practical handbook, and you need to go through the practical handbook in detail to know about the things. Now, as I have said, the supervisor role is very crucial. The supervisor will help you in getting the cases, in knowing what exactly is case history, how to carry out the mental status examination, and providing, basically supervisor will provide you about some guidance regarding your professional development in this particular field. Okay. Now, there is a format also for writing the practical report. Again, it is clearly given in the practical handbook, and you can see the format, and when you are writing the practical report at the end of, after you carry out the activities and you are writing the practical report, you have to write the report as per the format given in the handbook. Okay. And in the practical report, one thing I would like to highlight here is that there is a reflection component. Okay. There is a section reflection. That means that whatever you have learned when you are carrying out the activities at the work center, at the hospital, at the psychiatry department, whatever you have learned, you have to reflect on your experiences, reflect on your learning, and then write on your reflection in the practical report. That is one component of this. Now, coming to the evaluation of this PG Diploma program. Again, evaluation also, as the instructional system in IGNOU, it follows a multi-pronged approach. Here also in the evaluation, it is a multi-tier system. The first is that self-assessment questions are given in your course material. Okay. in your course material, when you are going through the course material, within each unit, each chapter, there are self-assessment questions so that you can assess yourself when you are learning. Okay. Apart from this, we have continuous evaluation, that is assignments related to each course. You have one assignment that you have, and the assignment questions are uploaded on the IGNOU website, and you have to write those assignments and submit at your study center. And then you have term and examination, and in IGNOU system the term and examination is usually held twice, one in June and then December. But since this is the admission is July, this is a 1-year program. When you take admission in July session, you will be able to appear for your exam in next year June, and after that you can appear for your exam anytime June or December, okay, depending on your convenient time. And then also evaluation, it consists of viva voce. So these are the 3 different aspects of evaluation, and the weightage of evaluation is that continuous evaluation through assignment, it carries 30% weightage, and the term and examination, it carries 70% weightage. And here in PG Diploma in Mental Health program, your pass percentage is 40, okay, that is the pass mark. And as I have said, I would like to highlight a little bit on the assignment part. Assignment is compulsory, and it carries 30% weightage, and you have to write your assignments by hand, and it should be original, and it should not be copy pasted from your course materials. The objective of assignment is that you are going through your course materials, you are understanding that, and then you are writing the answers related to that, so that it helps you in preparing for your final examination also. So that is why the assignment is also evaluated by the academic counselor. Okay, so ensure that you submit your assignments on time, you read the questions carefully, and then give the relevant answers and submit your assignment at the study center on time. Okay. And the academic counselors, they usually go through the assignments, they evaluate it and give comments, constructive comments and positive comments about how the assignment has been done. So that gives you an feedback to improve your assignments further also. Now, the term and examination here, as I have said, it is conducted in June and December, and there is eligibility for this appearing in the term and examination is that you should have opted and pursued the prescribed courses, you should have submitted the assignments related to that particular course, and then you have to fill up the examination form and pay the examination fee for that particular course. Okay. And pass mark is 40%, and in practical, it has both internal evaluation component and also external evaluation component, and it has to be passed separately in each component, and the pass mark is 40%. So MPCL 055, the practical evaluation scheme, as you are seeing here, that we have internal evaluation and also external evaluation, and you have to pass in each component separately, that is 40% you have to secure. And it also includes viva voce that will be carried out in your regional center. So once you complete your practical activities at the work center, you have to prepare the practical report, and then you have to submit the report to your regional center, and then viva voce is conducted at the regional center. So finally, we can see here that there is a tentative timeline for this program. Admission is usually conducted in July. This is once a year admission in July only. And the theory counseling sessions for this program, it happens from September to December, and the session schedule for this counseling sessions, you can have it from the study center. Then the practical activities for this, it is the timeline given is between January to April, the student can carry out these practical activities, and then assignments can be prepared between September to March, and the deadline for submission of assignment is March 31st. Usually, for any update, you can always check the IGNOU website for the submission date, and the submission of practical report is 31st May. And then you have the theory, the term and examination, and then you have the practical term and examination that is conducted through viva. Okay. So viewers, as you have seen that this is the outline, this is the overview of the PG Diploma in Mental Health program, and this program is it is a need of the hour program, okay, and it is very relevant keeping in mind the requirement of the mental health in the society in general. So